Look, we're being warned today that power prices will soar from the 1st of July. Victorians look like they're going to cop at the worst, an increase of 31%. People in New South Wales, South Australia and parts of Queensland face hikes of up to 23%. Graham, starting with you, look, this is already on top of rate rises, petrol prices that are just still around the $2 mark. Is there any end in sight for power bills coming back down, petrol prices coming back down, or is this what we're going to have to learn to live with moving forward now?
Well, hi, Sharri. Well, there's a structural issue that's in the power sector where prices have risen very significantly for a number of reasons. The latest rise, as you say, 30% in Victoria and roughly 20% in New South Wales. They were expected, but they're certainly not welcome. I think people would have heard the Albanese government say that power prices would be lower. They weren't expecting them to be lower than they otherwise would be. They wanted them lower in total, and that hasn't happened.
Exactly.
What it does, it sets up more pressure on the budget for trying to find some compensation for people to ease the pain.
That's the thing, Christy. We saw Chris Bowen come out today and say, oh, well, it would have been much worse if the federal government hadn't acted. But no one's going to be grateful when their bills are going up by 30%, especially if you're in Victoria, or 20% in parts of Queensland, New South Wales and South Australia.
No, they're not. And the Australian public need to be reminded that the current Prime Minister was part of a cabinet that sat around the table in the Kevin Rudd government and decided that the best way to decrease cost of living pressures on Australians was to come up with two websites, Fuel Watch and Grocery Watch. So that was their last effort. So we can't expect too much. And with the market regulators having these increases from 1 July, well, guess what? If the government puts anything in the budget to give some relief to households, which they should do, and we should be expecting that. If they don't, it's a very, very bad political cycle for the Albanese government. But those incentives, should they be there, will also start on 1 July. I don't think they're going to be enough to cover the cost of the Albanese promise made during the election.
Well, the problem as well, of course, is that any relief will be very targeted, so the majority of Australians wouldn't see anything. And you know, there probably shouldn't be more relief because that would just contribute to inflation in any case.